What is up, YouTube? Gotta make a video about the craziness that's going on in the market right now. I made my first trade 22 years ago, and I've never seen anything like this. We are talking about the Reddit raiders and GameStop. Stay tuned. I usually don't have a lot of time to make videos, but I felt like this one is so important because it's more than just trading. It's more than GameStop. It's about fairness. What's happening now, all the brokerages aren't even allowing you to buy AMC, GameStop. They can only let you sell, which is wrong. It's not fair. Basically, the hedge funds are getting rolled over. They're losing billions of dollars, and they're crying foul, and they're going to get the brokerages and probably eventually the politicians to go fight for them. No one ever fought for me when I lost money on a trade, and when I went long as trade, and these hedge funds are piling on and going short, you know, no one came and fought for me, you know, and now the brokerages are saying it's in, you know, the retail's best interest, which is a load of crap, because I mean retail's making a lot of money. I have a friend that whose brother worked for GameStop years ago, had 300 shares. They completely forgot about. It was worth like $700, you know, months ago, and now it's worth $104,000. So I don't think retail needs protection. I think we need to protect retail and their rights to be able to trade what they want. So I use FinViz to find highly shorted stocks. You can go to the screener and let's see here, and you just go to float short and over 30 if you wanted to, and all these pop up. You got AMC, which they don't let you to they don't want to let you go long that anymore because of what's going on. American Airlines, Clovis is a stock that I had and made good money on. Yeah, this is here available for anyone. And now with what's everything that's going on, they won't let you go long these stocks because they're looking out for their hedge fund buddies who go short, which, you know, they borrow shares and they make money when the stock goes down. None of this is different than when deep state backed CNBC had Bill Ackman come on stage in March and was like, hell is coming. And he had put options, which is betting against the market. And you make money, highly levered money, when the market goes down. So he just struck a bunch of fear in everyone and caused the market to sell off. And then after he went off CNBC backstage, he closed out his short position via puts and went long. And CNBC is doing that. Mainstream media is doing that. They're backing the rich because they're all in it together. And when retail does it, when retail gets together in these forums, they don't like that because they don't want you to make money. They don't want you to play the game that they've been playing on you for years. And this is wrong. This is fairness. You know, this is what we're fighting for here, fairness. Here's the clip with Bill Ackman. Mind you, CNBC let him go on stage while he was short the market and pumped his own book to make profit.
Is that right? Is that a right policy to still have buybacks when some of these businesses are going to be saved from crumbling?
Yeah, so I called the CEOs of a number of our companies, okay, and told them my concerns, okay, the companies we're closest to, and to not stop the buyback programs, to husband resources, to draw down their credit lines, because hell is coming, okay? And I felt, you know, it's really, I've never had this experience before in my life. The closest I had was the financial crisis, where I'm saying, you know, things are coming, you know, bad stuff's coming. But this was a feeling like I've never had. Like there's a tsunami coming, right? The tsunami's coming in. You feel it in the air, right? The tide starts to roll out, okay? And on the beach, people are playing and having fun like there's nothing going on. And that is the feeling I've had for the last 2 months, okay? And my colleagues at work, okay, thought I was a lunatic, okay? A lunatic. Okay, I did stuff I've never done before. I've never had more than like $200 in my wallet, okay? I went to the bank and I took out a large amount of money in cash because of this concern. I made preparations. This is a month ago, okay, more than a month ago. And again, it's all irrelevant what's happened in the past. I just think the bottom line is it's a really simple answer. I'm very confident the White House is considering it, but what's scaring the American people and corporate America is the gradual rollout, okay, of what's going on. We need to shut it down now. Shut it down now. Look, it happens to be spring break, but it's kind of analogous. The Chinese had their lunar, holiday, right? And so the government just extended it, okay? Well, it's spring break now. A lot of people are going to take these 2 weeks off anyway. So extend it for a month at home, okay? How hard is that? Compare that to going to war, right? Compare that to getting on, one of those boats, and storming the beach. It's nothing. It's not a sacrifice, okay? It's easy. It's simple. And by the way, the moment the president goes on TV and says, this is what we're doing, the stock market will take off because this will set the time frame. Now, by the way, it's a month, and then we have to be careful afterwards, okay? We can't just go back to our old ways. We have to follow all the procedures they're talking about now until there's a vaccine, okay? And the good news is capitalism works, okay? Every scientist, drug company in the world wants to save the world, okay? And they're hugely motivated reputationally, economically, et cetera. And so I'm reasonably confident we're going to get a vaccine in the next 12 to 18 months. But it's not a certainty.
Bill, did you hear that report?
I did hear it, and it's just further evidence of what I'm telling you. The corporate America is in shutdown right now, okay? It just doesn't know it yet, or it knows it yet, but no one else knows it yet, okay? Every hotel is going to shut, every one of them. Okay, except ones that have government workers in a particular location for whatever reason. Other than that, they're all going to shut. Okay, airlines are going to stop flying. Okay, an airline without revenues, okay, is toast. Okay, and you can bridge the airline for a shorter period of time. Okay, but you can't bridge it for years. Okay, the airline industry goes bankrupt, the hotel industry goes bankrupt, the restaurant industry goes bankrupt, and by the way, private equity goes bankrupt. Okay. Blackstone is a fabulous private equity firm, KKR, they do a tremendous job, but every one of their companies has a lot of leverage, okay? Every one of their companies goes bankrupt if this thing rolls out over 18 months.
And yet,
especially when you were wrong, you got bailed out the last time. That's not fair.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that these investors who were short the stock were necessarily wrong. I mean, I still haven't heard you tell me what the fundamental case is for GameStop at $350 or AMC theaters, which have been closed for months and months and months, is worth what the stock's trading at now, or any number of these things, the way that they're trading. There's no fundamental reason why they're there. They're trading because there's this momentum cohort behind it, whether it's on Reddit or Robinhood or wherever else.
But Scott, why is that all of a sudden so wrong to you, this kind of momentum trading? Because, for example, if you look under the hood on every quant strategy, organized, quantitative, strategic hedge funds on Wall Street, those things are all momentum shops. They trade day over day, massively levered, small swings. So basically what you're saying is, hey, if retail runs a momentum play to squeeze a short, that's wrong. But hey, if Renaissance Technologies and somebody else does it, that's okay. That's what you're saying. You may not know that that's what you're saying, but that's what you're saying. And to me, that feels very unfair.
No. What I'm saying is someone's going to get screwed. Okay, someone's going to get screwed, and it's going to be it's going to be a retail investor who gets screwed because they think that this is the way the game works. that this is the new Wall Street. They're new to this game. Maybe they haven't been in the game that long. Not everybody, not trying to say that in any way, shape, or form, but somebody's going to get hurt. I'm not talking about the billionaire with the big house in the Hamptons. I'm talking about the person who thinks this is cool, fun, and an exciting way to spend their time.
I'm not taking away that there's an element of that, but you're really discounting how smart so many of these people are. Okay? And all I would encourage you to do is spend a little time in these forums, go into the Discord server, and you're not going to hear a bunch of bros just sloshing around. You're going to hear a bunch of really, really smart people talking about things in fundamental ways.
Chamath, don't tell me that yesterday AMC Entertainment was a $5 stock, and today it's up 170%, and that's justified. Don't tell me that some of these names are justified to being where they are.
It's one company in one moment of time. What I'm saying is
there's like 10 companies, 15 companies, 20 companies.
You're broadly sweeping with a broad brush that says these guys don't know what they're doing and they don't deserve to do what they are doing. And what I'm telling you is there is a small part of momentum, there's a part that's fundamental analysis, and then there's a part that's just sticking it to the man. I'm not taking you away from that. But the reality is it's all allowed in a free market. And all of a sudden, if you start to gate decisions by individual people, all you're going to do is systematically lock in institutional ways of making money for institutional clients, and I don't think that's the solution. If you want to go and address the solution, fix how risk-taking happens at the institutional level, fix the precondition, fix the ability for these stocks to be so massively shorted in the first place, change the business model of funds so that they're not forced to be these small net, highly levered funds. Change the leverage ratios. Those are all institutional decisions. But don't all of a sudden look at a short squeeze where money is being made by retail and all of a sudden say, hey, they could and may be the bag holder in the future, so let's make sure that they can never
rise in this magnitude, and all of that is just fine, that there's nothing wrong with the integrity of the system if that is occurring?
The lack of integrity in the system is the precursor that caused GameStop to be sold short 136%, and for people to try to pile on and destroy a company in front of our eyes. That to me feels wrong. That feels pretty un-American, if you ask me. I think GameStop is a reasonable business. I think what they do is reasonable. And so the fact that they shouldn't be allowed to exist because all of a sudden, like, we decide that they should be obliterated into the ground.
Well, they should be allowed to exist. They should be allowed to exist at whatever their stock should be valued at based on what their earnings are. And the stock was like
free market
$17, $18 not that long ago.
Who says that? Who says that?
I was just curious myself and tried to place a trade with AMC to go long today, and they wouldn't let me do it. I tried to call, and it was an overload. Like, they halted the shares. They wouldn't let you buy, only sell. And now they're talking about restrictions on, letting big money basically reposition themselves when this kind of thing is happening. It's a double standard. No one else gets to reposition when, they start to lose money. But obviously hedge funds do, who have been for years getting together with their buddies, in Nantucket and planning these short attacks. They're all friends, they're all going to the same country club. They're all like, hey, let's get together, and you've got $1 billion under management, I've got $1 billion under management, and let's all short GameStop to the dirt. It was a $2.50 some cent share a few months ago, and now it's over 300 at one point. So and now that it's turned against them and the manipulation has been used against them, now it's wrong. Now it's not right. And I guarantee they're going to get politicians involved, and they're going to say it's for your benefit, the retail investors' benefit, because we don't want you to get hurt. We're going to make rules where you can't do this. And they're going to censor you. They're going to shut down the forums, so you can't do anything, because it's all a scam. It's about you as a retail investor are the mark. They want your money. They want you to play the rules that only they benefit from. So, and I'm not saying, GameStop or AMC is a great buy. I mean, fundamentally it isn't, it's a horrible buy. I wouldn't buy it. But Tesla has been a bad fundamental buy forever. And fundamentally, it's never made sense. But because they were allowed to participate in free markets, people had faith in Elon, and now he's the richest man in the world, and he's allowed to use that money towards innovation, and he'll eventually change the world because of it. So this is the benefits of free markets. I mean, Nancy Pelosi's husband is long Tesla, Apple, but mainly Tesla. Think about that. The new stimulus package, 1.9 trillion, that your grandchildren's children and their grandchildren will be paying off, is a huge, climate change package. We're going to address all these issues. Yeah, it's great. I'm all for the environment and stuff. But the woman that is writing that bill, her husband is long Tesla, which is an electric vehicle company, and they're going to profit hugely off that. That is basically insider trading that I believe should be illegal. I think politicians should be volunteer work. I don't think they should be paid. I don't think that they should be allowed to trade securities. There's plenty of multimillionaires out there that are retired and would do it voluntarily, but we have a corrupt system, and the only way to change it are the people that are the corrupt, and they would be, cutting their nose off despite their face. So it'll never change unless we start making our voices heard. Write your politician, let's start a letter. Let's get this together and start a petition and stand up for our rights, because you're going to lose them. You're just going to be an economic slave, work, pay taxes. I mean, it's like everyone's in a matrix coma, and we're going through life with the blinders. Like, this stuff isn't happening. It's happening. It's happening. Real quick, down below, I've provided a link to that Pelosi trade, my Patreon and Stock Twits premium room, if you're interested in following actual trades and more up to speed stuff on what's going on in the market and the world. 4 years ago, I went on a MAGA rant, and as we all know, that's not something you can talk about. And my follower count has been capped on Stock Twits ever since. I was on 48,000 followers 4 years ago, and I get dozens of followers every day, but they don't show up anymore. That's part of the reason why I'm making a YouTube channel. And I guarantee if this video were to go viral, it would probably, be removed or censored, because I'm telling you some things that the powers that be don't want you to know. Just like with the whole COVID scam that happened back in March that crashed the market, and I told everyone this is the biggest scam in history. Buy everything you can. I said buy as much as you can, because this is just an election power grab. And that's exactly what happened. Right after the trade deal, which happened when Trump basically stepped up to China over IP theft, and then a few weeks after the trade deal, phase one was agreed upon, all of a sudden COVID just popped up, and then all of a sudden the market sells off. They have Bill Ackman on there saying hell is coming, and that pretty much marked the bottom for the market. And I knew it was a scam. I just knew. I'm hard to fool. And ever since then, we've rallied super hard. And guess what? After the election was won by Biden, it's time to open everything back up. It's time to heal and all that stuff. So if you don't believe me, just look and follow the money. This is what happened. It's not conspiracy theory anymore. Back in March, it was a conspiracy theory, and that was my, theory on what was going on. But now it's all played out that way. As soon as Biden won the election, it's time to open everything up. Things that, people would call Trump a murderer for doing. And it's sad. It's sad that people buy this stuff. It's sad that people are being manipulated by the media. and allowing this all to take place because you just voted your rights away and you're not going to be able to vote them back. I guarantee you we're going to be a one-party system just like China is, and we're wearing our masks just like China. If you don't believe me, just think about it. Who was to gain from all of this? It definitely wasn't Trump. It was Jeff Bezos and Amazon, who made billions of dollars when you were forced to stay at home and buy from Amazon. It was Gates, who had all of the home office stuff so you can work remotely from home. Microsoft and Amazon stock has done very, very well. Those people were to gain. Joe Biden, he had something to gain. He's in the White House now. Xi from China, he had something to gain. China's doing great. You better buy China stocks because they're taking over. You know, get with them or get out of the way, because this is where we're heading. Again, this isn't about GameStop. I'm not promoting GameStop or any of that. I'm just promoting freedom of choice. I'm always about freedom of choice. Anyone should be able to choose, and anyone that takes the risk should have to pay for it. You know, I'm tired of this, you know, these big hedge funds that just make money, and when things don't go their way, it's time to go get a politician or a brokerage involved. By the way, why is it that Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade aren't letting you buy this anymore? It's because they're protecting big investors. They're not protecting you, the retail investor. You know, they say it's for you, you know, but, you know, just like what the government says, hey, we're here to help. They're not here to help. They're here to create situations where you need them. You need them. And then they're like, oh, look, we've got a solution. We've got a vaccine to a problem that they already created. That way, you become more and more dependent on them. They are viewed as your savior, because you being independent is no benefit to them because they're not needed any longer. So how does that benefit the big wheels in government that are making millions on these insider trades? Are you really woke? Like and subscribe, or keep the blindfold on through life and just, you know, keep doing that matrix coma.